Be carefree, not careless. Yes, there is a difference. This quote by Dev Sethi has been proven accurate in our video today. Juan Luis Lagunas Rosales, a 17-year-old carefree young lad, ended up dead for being careless. Many sins can be forgiven, but insulting the most notorious drug lord of all time is not one of them. Stay tuned as we uncover the events surrounding the death of the famous YouTuber known as El Pirata de Culiacan. Juan Luis Lagunas Rosales was born in Nuevo Laredo in the state of Sinaloa, Mexico. He never knew his father, and his mother took him to his grandmother who raised him. However, when he was 15, he dropped out of high school and left his grandmother's home. He made for a nearby town called Culiacan, and it became his new home. Settling there pretty quickly, he took the job of washing cars and was earning very little. But time turned into an opportunity for Rosales. At 17, he was envied by most children of his age because he was earning more than what was expected of a teenager. It was not merely due to the wealth he amassed, but on how he went about making his money. Rosales often posted videos of himself on social media partying and drinking so much, just attesting to his party freak personality. He would hold up bottles and cans of beer, vodka, whiskey, you name it, and pour them all into his mouth. This habit of excessive drinking always led to a very intoxicated Rosales. Posting his drunkenness and strange drinking adventures made him grow famous across all social media platforms. People enjoyed watching his videos, even his passing out from excessive drinking, taking drugs, and throwing money around. His fans kept on growing, having 34,000 followers on Twitter and over 300,000 on Instagram and over 1 million on Facebook. Rosales became a buzz on the internet and went by the nickname El Pirata de Culiacan, which means Pirate of Culiacan. Might be because of the fondness he had for Culiacan. He began appearing in music videos, influential parties, and promotional gatherings due to his popularity. People usually thought of him as an adult. The legal age for drinking is 18, but Rosales could care less about that. He indulged himself even more. He would want people to think that he really was an adult, and so he would post pictures and videos of himself handling bundles of cash, posing in luxurious cars and motorcycles, posing with other girls, carrying guns and other kinds of weapons, and sometimes with a painted beard on his face to look older. He has also had a tattoo on both his arms, a tiger and a pirate. Anybody who lives a life like Rosales would feel invincible and that he could get away with anything slowly. Well, he is cultivating that mindset, and it made him break the law several times, and he went too far. In August 2017, Rosales was arrested for underage drinking. But as expected, after his release, he just immediately picked up where he left off. He was interviewed by the producer of Univision Entertainment, Pepe Garza, where Rosales made a statement that he was an alcoholic, but he wanted to change, and so he would pursue a music career. He also claimed to have signed a contract being a recording artist, but the change, he said, never happened. It seems that the authorities did not really do enough since all his videos went viral. El Pirata de Culiacan kept rising in fame, gained more followers, more invites to parties, and more business dealings. Rosales continued to push boundaries carelessly, and this brought him into the way of Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, aka El Mencho. Rosales released a video making jest of El Mencho where he said, "El Mencho a mí me pele la verga," which was translated as, "El Mencho can suck his..." Yeah, we're not going there. In the video, he was obviously intoxicated. This was just one of many videos where he often makes fun of his followers. But the circumstances were very different from what he was accustomed to. He was referring to the ruthless leader of Cartel de Jalisco Nueva Generación, or the New Generation Jalisco Cartel, known as one of the deadliest organized crime syndicates in Mexico. According to most observers, they are the second most powerful and most violent cartel in Mexico after the Sinaloa Cartel. The first Sinaloa Cartel, or Cartel de Sinaloa, was once championed by the drug lord El Chapo. The New Generation Jalisco Cartel is somewhat new In just 10 years, it has grown significantly in wealth and power. The cartel was put together after a splinter group chose detachment from another crime syndicate known as the Millennial Cartel. The new generation Jalisco Cartel might still be in its developing stage, but they have already been a center of attention of the general public and also the media. Some of the notorious acts the new generation Jalisco Cartel had committed were shutting down an Army helicopter with an RPG leading to the death of 6 soldiers, cutting the head off of a pig and sending it to an attorney general in a bid to have him feel intimidated, and ambushing a group of policemen and were able to kill 14 of them. The new generation Jalisco Cartel has been responsible for the deaths of judges, members of Congress, and ordinary civilians. They are believed to be the major supplier of illegal drugs that circulate in the United States, Europe, and Asia. They have multiple methamphetamine labs set up across Mexico. They don't only produce and sell meth, but also cocaine. They are also famous for stealing crude oil and other criminal activities. They also engage in selling firearms, kidnapping, extortions, and other violent crimes and murders. However, unlike El Chapo, everything about El Mencho screams mystery. As if he were a ghost, he enjoys working in the shadows. He is not only one of the top wanted criminals in the United States, but also in Mexico. The cartel he is leading, the new generation Jalisco Cartel, has had several affiliations to brutal mass murders. Authorities found 35 dead bodies on the streets of Veracruz in the Gulf of Mexico in 2011. The bodies appeared to have been tortured and dismembered. The rape and murder of a 10-year-old girl, whom they believed to be the daughter of a rival cartel leader, was also linked with them. And the sad part was, after the killing of the child and setting her on fire, they realized that they got the wrong girl. Under the leadership of El Mencho, the authorities recorded a 20% rise in homicide and 20,000 deaths, statistically 69 deaths per day. El Mencho's infamous nature led the United States government to put a bounty offer on his head with a sum of $10 million, which is so far recorded as the highest sum of money the U.S. government is willing to pay as bounty. Even in his hometown, Mexico, the authorities are willing to pay 30 million pesos, equivalent to $1.5 million. Well, El Mencho is not the kind of guy to play around with. Yet, Rosales got the guts of cursing and insulting the famous drug lord, after which the countdown for his time on Earth started to click. December 18, 2017, weeks after the release of the video, Rosales met his death. How? Rosales made another big mistake of telling his fans to meet him in a bar in the Guadalajara metropolitan area in Jalisco. And so, at about 11 p.m., a group of armed men swarmed into the bar and started shooting. Rosales died on the spot as authorities found out that he had been shot 15 to 18 times. He was identified through his tattoos on his arms. Another casualty was a 25-year-old bar employee. Rosales' death was among the 1,400 people who died in the state of Jalisco last year. Speculations rise that El Mencho was responsible for the death of the 17-year-old YouTuber. Rosales took things way too carelessly. Yet speculations remain speculation up to this day. No one has yet been arrested for the death of Juan Luis Lagunas Rosales, aka El Pirate de Culiacan. What do you think of our video today? Let us know your thoughts.